Okay, we have now completed our executive session. Commissioner Neely, let me return the floor to you to present a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I have two motions to offer. The first motion is to suspend the committee procedure rule so that the commission can consider an action item that has not passed through committee process and received a due pass.
Commissioner Neely has presented a motion to suspend the rules. Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion is approved.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And next, I wish to make a motion to elect Austin Booth as the 19th Director of the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission.
That is also a proper motion. Is there a second?
I second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Excuse me, pardon me. Landon Aaron, I would like to recognize Landon Aaron to come forward to conduct a roll call of this vote of the commissioners. Landon, please call a roll. Once everybody's names are called, please signify your support by saying aye and your opposition by saying nay. And Landon, turn it
All
over
right,
to you.
we'll start with Vice Chairman Commissioner Martin,
An affirming aye.
Commissioner Jones,
Aye.
Commissioner Neely,
Aye.
Commissioner Doremus,
Aye.
Commissioner Finley,
Aye.
and Commissioner Westfall.
Aye.
Landon, let me also signify on the record that the chairman also votes aye.
Chairman votes aye.
With the vote of 7-0, that motion is approved. Mr. Neely, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As Personnel Chairman, it has been my duty and privilege to manage this effort on behalf of the Commission. It's been a thorough, and because of the incredible talent presented, has often been a difficult one. Austin has presented himself as an extraordinary individual from the beginning. Each time he's met with us, that talent has become increasingly clear. He's the right person for this job and will be an incredible addition to our terrific AGFC team. I'm pleased to report that this search is now complete.
Thank you, J.D. Mr. Booth, let me invite you to the podium to make any remarks if you wish to do so.
Thank you.
And if I may interrupt, when I was appointed to the commission, I forgot to thank my mother or recognize her that she's here. So if you want to start with your family, I know it's a big day.
Thank you for the reminder. The catalyst for me applying to be the next director of the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission was ironically a lousy duck hunt. We were piled in the blind one morning, the guns were loaded, the wind was at our back, and we were waiting for legal shooting time. And 1 minute before shooting time, huge group of mallards flew straight into the spread. And with 1 minute before shooting time, there was a high school aged young man that reached down for his gun, put it to his shoulder, and hesitated because he knew what time it was. And his dad was right next to him, and he gently reached over, put his hand on his son's gun, and said, "Son, have some self-respect." And I was thinking about that on the way home, and I've thought about it a lot throughout this process and since then. And I don't know whether that young man has reflected on what his dad told him like I have, but I bet he will one day when he's tempted in the workplace or at home or behind the wheel or with his neighbor or in school. And it dawned on me that moments like those is why we do this. That this common man, common woman conservation in Arkansas that creates the kind of citizens that we pride ourselves on, that's why we do this. When we look at other states, at what makes a Texan, or a Tennessean, or an Arkansan, and we ask ourselves, what makes us different? I am of a abiding conviction that it's our love affair with the outdoors. It doesn't matter what your walk of life is, what part of the state you're from, what you do, or where you come from. The love for the outdoors is simply who we are in Arkansas. And what do we have to show for it? We have a sense of grit and community and selflessness and perseverance that sets us apart from every other state in this country. And the classroom for all of that. The setting is the Arkansas outdoors. That is something that I'm willing to fight for. And we cannot take it for granted. So I am thrilled. I am humbled. I'm excited to lead the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission as the director to ensure that this national treasure that we have in our backyard, that we leave it better than we found it, and that we do it not only for current Arkansans, but for the next generation of outdoorsmen. I want to thank the commissioners for their rigor and their patience throughout this process. And I want to thank you all for the confidence that you have in me to serve as the next director. I did not know almost all of you when we began this process, and I've enjoyed getting to know you. And through coming to know you all, I am convinced and confident that together we can lead the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission in a way that gives Arkansans the very best that we have in this state. Andrew, to your point, I want to thank my wife. My commitment to serve this nation in a time of war and my willingness to serve Arkansas veterans for the past 18 months have come at great cost to you. And I am confident that there will be times as the director where this job will weigh heavily on our household. And I will never be able to repay you for that. And so for those of you in this auditorium that I don't know, who look at me and think, what is this guy about? I would tell you that the best part of me is sitting right here in the front row. And I hope that you shake their hand before you shake mine. In closing, I have two things to say to the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission staff who work tirelessly every single day to write the next pages of the rich legacy of the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. Thank you. See you in the field.
Mr. Chairman, could I say a few words, please? So, Austin, certainly congratulations and welcome to this family. And I just want to point out that you're joining a group of professionals that are unbelievable. Number one, this agency has a mission of protecting the resource of the state, as you described it, and that's just an awesome responsibility. And you've got a good team behind you to fulfill that mission. So welcome aboard, congratulations, and I'm sure me and you'll be spending some time here in the near future.
Pat, thanks. I won't forget the day that we were sitting in the conference room and you looked at me and said, before we get any further, let me just say that I'll be sending you a letter of retirement this week. And I said, it's good, Pat. Where's the camera? Convinced that I was on candid camera when he did that. It was a somber moment when you said it. It's been a somber time throughout this search. You have done an extraordinary amount of work for more than 30 years with this agency. You leave incredible shoes to fill. This body, Pat, has long complimented the depth of the talent within this agency, and there are lots and lots of good reasons sitting in this room and also stretched out across the state. And we've said throughout the entire process that when it came to the candidates for an outside person to be able to be selected, they were truly going to have to be really, really exceptional. And I am pleased to say that Austin has repeatedly demonstrated through his past work, his leadership skill, and his style, and his humble confidence that he really is that candidate. We've discovered he is a person of highest quality. His understanding and vision will support, and that's important, will support the state's leading conservation professionals to ensure that all of you have the necessary tools to promote and sustain Arkansas's natural resources. His conservation viewpoint comes from that of an average hunter and angler, and it balances well the amazing wealth of extraordinary scientific expertise that exists agency-wide. You're going to be a really wonderful complement to this group, and I say congratulations and welcome to the AGFC family. I'd like to conclude by saying thank you to a few people. Melissa Riffle and your crew, thank you very much. Jim Goodhart and yours also, thank you very much. You have both contributed significantly and helped keep me, to keep all of us out of the ditch from time to time, and thank you very much. Also, again, Pat, thank you. I'd also like to thank the members of this agency who have stepped forward to present themselves as the candidates. You have each proven throughout the process that you are men of incredible character and talent. Thank you for your contributions and your dedication to this agency. We do have a minute order that has been prepared. It is up here. We will all need to sign it before we depart. Thank you to everyone who is attending. Thank you for everyone who is watching. There is no more business. This meeting is adjourned.